think we'll just get started there. Just a couple of minutes past 10, so we'll get started. So, morning, my name's Opash and I'm on the marketing team here at Bridgell. I just wanted to thank you all this morning for joining us for our Azure Optimisation session, where we'll be showing you best practices to secure and optimise your Microsoft Azure cloud environment. Just a quick note before we get started on the session itself. So the session is being recorded and we'll be sending out a copy of the recording and the slides after the event. So if there is anything that you want to catch up on or anyone that couldn't make it, you can share the recording and the slides with them too. You'll notice that you're on mute, but we do encourage you to use the chat function to ask any questions and we'll do our best to get them answered throughout the session. That's pretty much the kind of few points covered, housekeeping things covered. So I'll pass you on now to our team of experts. So we've got Craig Spears, Liam Ray, and we've also got David Sutherland who'll be on the chat to answer any of your questions that you might have. So I'm just going to hand you over to the guys now and hope you enjoy the session and find it useful. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Opash. Thanks everyone for attending. Okay, my name is Craig Spears. I'm a senior cloud consultant at Bridgell. I work within the managed IT and support team, and I work with existing prospective clients to assess their needs and get their pain points in regards to the on-premise infrastructure or the services that you use, and look into possibly using cloud to resolve those issues. So I'll pass you over to my colleague Liam for a quick introduction.
Yep, thanks Craig. Good morning everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Liam Ray. I'm also a senior cloud consultant here at Bridgell. Like Craig, I work in the managed services and IT team, supporting new and existing customers in their journey to the cloud and understanding their pain points, goals and objectives, and their business strategies to help develop solutions that will meet their needs. So yeah, I'll pass you back to Craig and we can get started.
You're on mute, Craig. Oh, Craig, you're on mute.
Apologies for that. So as the webinar, the title of the webinar suggests, I said about optimising your cloud environment by using best practices that we'll delve into throughout the webinar. This will be from your cloud adoption, like your journey from the start, from migrating your on-premise solution or services to the Azure environment, how to secure that environment, how to monitor and log the services within that environment, and reduce costs. And we'll also touch on the carbon footprint as well. So I'll start off with a bit about Bridgell. We're based in Glasgow, 44 staff at the moment and growing, established in 2002. And we're split up into 4 key business areas. We've got the modern intelligent workplace, which focuses on improving employee productivity and satisfaction using the Microsoft 365 suite like SharePoint, Power BI, Power Apps. We've got myself and Liam's section, the managed IT service support. It covers security, infrastructure and cloud services, and also telephony solutions as well. We've got applications. That department supports and develop large-scale bespoke software solutions and covers business intelligence, management, information and data using Microsoft Fabric, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse. And further, we've got the Trevi section. That's a suite of product solutions focused on the water utility sector. We're a 10 times Microsoft Gold partner and a Microsoft Solutions partner. At the tail end of last year, Microsoft changed the kind of partner model and they advised their partners to become solutions partners. So we've successfully became a solutions partner within Modern Work, Azure Infrastructure, Azure Data and AI, Azure Digital and App Innovation. We're also ISO 9001 and 27001 certified, and we hold the Cyber Essentials Plus. This is a selection of some of our customers across private and public sectors and across a number of industry verticals such as manufacturing, housing, national government, NHS, utilities and events. Okay, so we'll start the webinar now. So there will be a poll getting dropped, a few polls getting dropped within the chat by Zopash, and we also recommend, as Zopash said, using the chat. It's manned by one of our senior cloud engineers, David Sutherland. So anything you come across that me and Liam discuss and you're unsure about it, want more information about it, just pop a question in the chat.
Yeah, sorry, Craig, sorry to butt in there. I was going to say I've had a wee bit of an issue with the poll just now. It's not
Okay.
working for some
Yeah.
reason, so I do apologise. If you don't see a poll come up, we'll maybe send you something out in our follow-up. It just seems to not be saving the poll, so which is a nightmare because it should be there. So
So
apologies
it
for
might
that.
eventually appear. It might just appear randomly throughout the webinar. So
Yeah, if it does,
just look
I'll
out for
try
it.
and working on it. Yeah, but I do apologise. It won't come up just now because it seems to not be saving. So I'm not sure what's going on with that this morning. Nightmare.
Yeah,
But
no, that's fine. That's fine.
it's,
So I was on mute at the start, so it's a shaky start to the webinar, I suppose. You know what I mean? So yeah, so kick off. So cloud computing has become indispensable for businesses of all sizes, from daily operations to mission critical systems. Organizations rely on the cloud to drive growth and efficiency. We're going to focus on Microsoft's cloud platform Azure. It's incredibly flexible, scales to your needs, and has a wide range of services. And beyond cost savings, maximizing cloud usage unlocks efficiency, security, and innovation. So as touched on before, we'll delve into the best practices and strategies for safeguarding your Azure cloud environment, all while maximizing its performance and cost efficiency. And the first stage of this is your cloud adoption. So I'll pass you over to my colleague Liam, who will touch on that topic.
Thanks, Craig. As Craig says, we're going to start off with the planning your cloud adoption. So when thinking of cloud adoption, it's important not to just simply think of it as a technology shift from on-premises to utilising cloud technology. It's a completely transformative journey that will impact your entire organisation by rethinking your IT strategy, redefining your operational processes, and realigning your existing resources to leverage the full potential of the cloud. By taking the time to carry out proper preparation and planning, it's crucial to ensure that your journey to the cloud is successful, secure, and cost effective. So in this following section, I'll provide an overview of several crucial frameworks and considerations that will help guide you with your cloud adoption, planning, and then prepare you for success with your journey to the cloud. We'll start off by looking at the cloud adoption framework. We will then have an overview of the well-architected framework, and then finally we'll finish by looking at some governance and compliance considerations. So let's take a look at the cloud adoption framework. So the Cloud Adoption Framework, or CAF as it's known to some, provides a structured methodology of best practices and recommendations for your cloud adoption, ensuring that security and efficiency are built into your cloud strategy from the ground up. So the Cloud Adoption Framework is made up of 6 key pillars, as Microsoft call them. So at the core there, you can see that defined strategy. So this is guiding you to define your business justifications and expected outcomes from your journey to the cloud. Some common drivers would include being able to scale at ease, cost savings and reduction in IT overheads and management. You then have the plan pillar. This helps you create an actionable plan that aligns with your expected outcomes and strategy. We then have the ready pillar. This is about preparing your organisation and for the cultural and mindset shift that's going to come with moving to the cloud. This could include reviewing your existing business processes to make sure they align with how they would operate within the cloud. Next would be the adopt pillar. So this is for when you're ready to start implementing your plan, and you should be continuously evaluating that against your business objectives as they may change over time. Then now that you've started to kind of adopt the cloud and deploy resources there, you should then start thinking about the govern pillar. This will then guide you on benchmarking your environment and implementing governance solutions. So Microsoft has a full suite of tools that can help you with this, and some of which we'll discuss later on in the webinar. And then finally, you have manage. This is where you'll begin to manage your cloud operations and hybrid solutions. You'll be continuously evaluating it against industry and security best practices while exploring other ways that you can drive innovation within your infrastructure. So here you can see the Cloud Adoption Framework portal from Microsoft. Zopash, I think, is going to drop a link in the chat for you, but this is an essential resource for organisations at any stage within their cloud adoption journey. The portal offers a whole range of resources, including tailored recommendations based on what stage your organisation is at within their cloud adoption journey. It offers things like step-by-step guidance for planning, implementing and governing your cloud environment, as well as tools and documentation and best practices that are all designed to help ensure that your journey to the cloud is successful. So as we've just saw in the previous slides, the Cloud Adoption Framework is designed to help you plan and execute your overall cloud adoption strategy, whereas the well-architected framework is designed to help you implement and design specific cloud solutions following best practices and guiding principles. This will overall help you ensure that you're building an environment that is secure, reliable, efficient, cost-effective, and demonstrates operational excellence. So out of kind of those 5 areas, the security element is about ensuring that resources and your resources, data, application are all protected against threats and attacks. The reliability section is then is about designing your systems to be highly available and resilient against failures and disruptions. Performance efficiency is about ensuring your applications are optimized to run smoothly and at scale, and particularly when adapting to changes in demand on your workload. Cost optimization is guiding you to manage your cloud spend efficiently to maximize the value delivered from your cloud environment and drive your return on investment. And then finally, the operational excellence is about guiding you to efficiently manage and monitor your cloud resources. Now, Microsoft has provided all this guidance and these guiding principles to help ensure that your cloud environment is not only secure, but optimized for the performance and scalability, as well as being cost effective and reliable. So similar to the cloud adoption framework that Microsoft has an Azure a well-architected framework portal. It's a treasure trove of best practices and guidance for building and optimizing your cloud solutions. Again, I think Zopash is going to put a link in the chat window. It offers a whole load of valuable information, including interactive assessments to evaluate your workloads against the 5 pillars of excellence that we've just spoken about previously. It also provides recommendations, learning paths, so you can kind of learn about the resources available in Azure, as well as actionable insights to help improve your Azure architecture as you're designing your solutions. And it's an invaluable resource for anyone that's kind of looking to enhance their security and cost effectiveness. So now we'll have a look at some governance and compliance considerations. So implementing proper governance and compliance across your cloud environment is crucial for maintaining a secure and well-optimized environment. By ensuring that your Azure resources are being used effectively in accordance with any applicable regulatory compliance requirements for your industry, we have kind of these 4 sort of key points that we're going to give an overview of. So starting off, the Azure policy is a solution that enables you to create, assign and manage policies to control and audit your resources and deploy to your cloud across your cloud environment. You would define your rules within a policy definition, and then you can deploy these at various scopes across your Azure environment, including the management groups, which I'll discuss a little bit more in a minute. You can then apply them at subscription level or even at resource group level, just whatever is applicable to your environment. The policy evaluation will then automatically assess your environment against these policies, and then you can use the remediation to automatically fix non-compliant resources within your environment to ensure that they meet the rules that are set within the policy. Some examples of what you would use your Azure policies for would be things like ensuring that, when resources are deployed to your environment, you're using tagging rules. You can restrict the resource types and SKUs. So if, for example, you don't want to deploy, highly expensive compute, you can restrict these down. And again, you can restrict the geographical locations of where resources are deployed as well. So if you have a particular geographical location that you want your resources to be used in, you can set that within a policy. Then moving on, Azure Blueprints allows you to define a repeatable set of Azure resources that adhere to your organizational standards and requirements. So blueprints are then made up of what we call artifacts, ARM templates, and policies, which are then you can use to rapidly deploy resources to your environment, and they're repeatable. It also kind of helps ensure that when you are deploying resources, in particular repeatable resources to your environments, that it reduces the risk of misconfiguration and ensures consistency across all your deployments. As mentioned, the Azure management groups, what they are is they provide an additional level of scope that's kind of set above your subscription level. So I like to think of these as kind of like the traditional organizational units that you would be familiar with in Active Directory. It kind of gives you that way of structuring your subscriptions, and it allows you to manage access to your resources. You can apply policies to your management groups, and you can then use these across multiple different subscriptions and resources as well. It kind of just allows for a more consistent approach for it when applying, your security policies and delegating your permissions, in particular when you're working at scale across large environments. And then finally, we've got Azure Regulatory Compliance, which is a suite of kind of various tools and features that will help you as an organization meet regulatory and compliance requirements applicable to your industry. So some of these can include, GDPR, which is impacting most of us, PCI DSS compliance, as well as ISO 27001. And there's a whole host of them there that have kind of pre-built rules and definitions that can help set. These were just a few examples. So some of the tools can include the Azure Compliance Manager, which will help you manage your compliance requirements across and offer centralized dashboards, so you can monitor your compliance. Compliance Blueprint, similar to Azure Blueprint, provides a pre-built package of policies and templates based on kind of regulatory compliance that you can then apply to your resources. And then you have Azure Information Protection, which helps protect your sensitive information in line with defined compliance requirements. So by using these tools and features within your cloud adoption, it can help you create a well-governed, compliant Azure environment. It's also worth remembering that governance and compliance should be an ongoing process. As your organization's requirements will continuously evolve. The regulatory landscape will be constantly changing, and as well as industry best practices will always be updating as well. So that's us for the governance and compliance section. Craig is now going to talk to you a little bit about how you can establish a secure environment within Azure.
Okay, thanks, Liam. So as you saw in the previous section, there's Microsoft provide, as like shown in the chat, they provide guidance on how to deploy or migrate your environment to the cloud using Microsoft's best practices. So there's a lot to go through, and that's why a lot of companies kind of reach out to Bridgel to join them in that journey. And as Liam made a good point as well, once you've deployed your environment to the cloud and you've got the security policies in place, it's always good to go in and recheck them. It's similar to when you get your Cyber Essentials or Cyber Essentials Plus. That's a yearly or annual assessment of your environment. So you should be doing the same within your cloud environment also. So I was hoping there might be another poll dropping in regards to your security of Azure environment, so it might pop into the chat. But in this section, I'm going to touch on Azure security concepts and how it's a core aspect of optimization. I'm going to focus on Zero Trust security, the cloud workload protection platform, and the cloud security posture management solution, which are part of Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So firstly, I'll start with Zero Trust security. So this is not a product or service, it's a security framework that moves away from the traditional model of trusting everything inside a network perimeter. Instead, it treats every connection attempt as coming from an unknown source, so all users, whether inside or outside your network, must authenticate and be authorized before being granted access. This approach is a strategy or plan that's deployed after a detailed assessment of all critical data, assets, applications, and services within your environment. By understanding these components, you can then determine how everything's connected and then plan to implement this security concept. So there's three key principles of Zero Trust security, and they are verify explicitly. So Zero Trust with security requires strict identity verification for every user and device attempting to access resources. With this, the identity verification of users and devices is a continuous process, often at multiple levels. This ensures the constant monitoring and validation of who can access what. We also have use least privilege access, and this ensures that user access is restricted and the security principles just in time and just enough access are used. So this means only granting access to systems and applications to authorise users for a minimum time. And finally, we've got assume breach, which plays on the concept that attackers are already in an environment and looking to move laterally across the environment, expanding their reach and grabbing more information. So the default approach by Zero Trust is deny all and focus on creating barriers within your environment. This segmentation of access ensures a breach is contained to a specific area, limiting the damage and impact on your business. So as touched on the previous slide, by adopting a Zero Trust approach, you can build a strategy around its 6 key components, which are identity, endpoints, data, apps, infrastructure, and network. So in this graph, you can see security policy enforcement is at the centre of a Zero Trust architecture, and all important components work together to provide end-to-end security, with protection being applied to each layer by verifying user and device identities with strong authentication and granting least privilege access, monitoring endpoint health and compliance to ensure secure access, classifying, labeling, and encrypting your data with access restricted based on its sensitivity, implementing controls to discover unauthorized applications and managing in-app permissions, ensuring all deployed devices meet the minimum security and policy requirements and are fully patched, and finally, prevent lateral movement of attackers within the network using network segmentation, encrypting network traffic, and utilising threat detection and prevention tools. So what are some of the benefits of implementing Zero Trust security? These are reduced attack surface, enhanced security, protection from insider threats, and support for modern work styles. In summary, this security concept gives users all the access they need to do their jobs, eliminates implicit trust, ensures users are treated with a healthy dose of suspicion, internal and external, and finally enables secure access for your mobile workforce, keeping them connected and productive. So I'm going to move on to the cloud workload protection platform and cloud security posture management, which I said are both part of the Microsoft Defender Cloud. It's a security platform within Microsoft Azure that focuses on protecting your infrastructure as a service and platform as a service services. It also has different features related to compliance, which Liam spoke about earlier. So Defender for Cloud protects your subscriptions at different landing zones. So we'll talk about compute, virtual machines, storage accounts, networking, virtual networks, app services, Kubernetes. So a vast amount of Azure resources. So unlike static security assessments, Defender for Cloud CSPM, which is Cloud Security Posture Management, continually scans the cloud resources, Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, in real time. This means misconfigurations, vulnerabilities, and suspicious activity are identified the moment they occur. And this continuous monitoring approach ensures you're not relying on outdated snapshots of your security posture. It assigns a dynamic secure score, similar to, if anyone in the chat has used Microsoft 365, you've got a security appliance there, you've got a secure score there. So this is very similar, that reflects the overall security health of your cloud environment. That will give you a bunch of recommendations, and once you go through those recommendations and action them, your score increases in real time. Additionally, real-time security assessments translate into actionable insights. As I said, where these findings are translated into recommendations, allow you to take immediate action and prevent potential breaches. Also provides automated vulnerability scanning across all cloud resources, and this ensures comprehensive coverage and eliminates the possibility of security gaps. As touched on before, it can scan your Azure environment, your AWS, your Google Cloud environment, so it's going to simplify complying to security best practices, because you could apply a security policy within this environment that will then capture the other environments. So it provides a clear picture of how your security aligns with these benchmarks and allows you to identify areas for improvement. I'll move on to the Cloud Workload Protection Platform. CSPM was on the previous slide. That focuses on the security posture of your entire cloud environment. Well, CWPP, the Cloud Workload Protection Platform, focuses on protecting your cloud workloads. That's like a multi-layered shield, actively stopping threats and mitigating risks. And similar to the CSPM, it's continuously monitoring and identifying threats within your cloud environments, and then uses advanced endpoint protection capabilities to detect these threats in real time. Also, with streamlined incident investigation, any security alerts can be automatically fed into your chosen incident response platform. So you could actually tie in, if you've got a 24/7 SOC, you could actually tie in Defender for Cloud with that. So it's one unified platform. So it means the security team just have to, are not having to go into both platforms, then go into your just 24/7 SOC to look at your security environment. So it provides that holistic view of your security posture. And as it's touched on, eliminates the need to switch between different cloud provider interfaces, but saves time and simplifies the management of security. I'm going to jump on and share my screen actually to bring this, to give you a quick look of the Defender for Cloud. So this can be found, so this can be found within your Azure portal just by typing Defender for Cloud, and it appears. So I've applied this to my demo environment, and as touched on, you've got a single pane of glass which shows you your security posture. That's your overall health check. Provides a clear picture of security status and highlights any potential vulnerabilities and risks. You've got compliance, ensures you're meeting industry standards and legal requirements effortlessly. So by default, the Microsoft Cloud Security benchmarks apply to the environment. I've applied the UK government, UK official compliance and UK NHS compliance to my demo environment as well. You've also got your workload protections and also your inventory. So I'll quickly jump onto security posture. And that's been applied. So that's the secure score I was talking about. So I've got 41%, which is against my demo environment. So you could have multiple subscriptions, multiple environments within there. If we go to view recommendations, it's basically giving a recommendation against all resources that are affected. So if I go into that, it'll tell me what the vulnerability is and how to mitigate against it. And once that's mitigated against, within 24 hours, I should then impact my secure score. Similar to, as I said, Microsoft 365, where within a security compliance center, you've got a secure score and a bunch of recommendations for your devices and your M365 platform. You've got inventory. So basically, this is everything that Defender for Cloud is protecting. As you can see, once it loads up, I'm just targeting my Azure environment, but if you have AWS Google Cloud, you can actually tie in Defender for Cloud for that, and that can give you an inventory for all your devices, all your services, and the recommendations for the red means that's recommendations still to be actioned, and green is the recommendation that's been that have actually been resolved. But we've got workload protections, and that's just show me the types of services or resources that's being protected. And as Liam touched on before, you've actually got compliance. So within this can be used to benchmark or to see how your environment is against a regulatory benchmark. So you've got as default, so as I said, by default, you get Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark. And I've applied ISO 27001, and it just gives you recommendations for each compliance control to work through it. So that's just a high level overview of Microsoft Developer Cloud. And any questions related to that, just put it in the chat. Okay, I'll just get the webinar back. I think it's your section next, Neil.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, so let's get this.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. So we're now going to kind of move on and talk about some monitoring and logging functionality that's available in Azure. So in cloud environments, effective monitoring and logging are not just now best practices, they're essential components of making sure you've got a secure and well-optimized cloud environment. So Azure offers a suite of tools and services designed to give you invaluable insights into the health, performance, and security of your cloud resources. These will help you detect and diagnose issues before they impact your business, as well as gaining visibility into your resource utilization and performance. And then it lets you respond quickly to security threats and anomalies. So in this section, we're going to explore kind of three main components that will set you up for success with your monitoring and logging. So we'll start off with Azure Monitor, then we'll have a look at Azure Log Analytics, and then finally we'll briefly touch on Azure Sentinel. We're going to dive into each of these tools and we'll give you a brief overview of their features and their benefits and how they can contribute to both securing and optimizing your secure environment. So we'll start off by having a look at Azure Monitor. So the Azure Monitor tool is the core of monitoring within Azure. It provides a comprehensive solution for collecting, analysing and acting on telemetry from your cloud resources, as well as on-premise resources as well. It works with various data types and sources, gathering real-time metrics and logs from your resources. These can then be used for data analysis with using queries, visualizations, as well as creating custom dashboards that can allow you to gain insights into your environment. The good thing about Azure Monitor is it goes a lot further than just monitoring. It allows you to set up what's called smart alerts and automate actions in response to these alerts, ensuring that you're always on top of potential issues. So in addition to kind of real-time telemetry, metrics and logs, it also collects data from various different sources, including web applications, guest operating systems, your Azure resources, and even data from your subscription and tenant level. So utilising a wide array of information available to it, Azure Monitor can then significantly enhance your security posture by detecting and alerting you on security threats and anomalies that could be present within your environment. From an optimization point of view, it's equally as powerful. It helps you identify performance bottlenecks, resource constraints, and it helps you track your utilization of your resources to ensure that you've got right size and available on your services and prevent unnecessary spend while obviously improving your user experience. The Azure Monitor tool itself, you can extend its capabilities as it seamlessly integrates with a wide array of other Azure components, as well as third-party solutions, including the log analytics that we're now going to have a look at. So log analytics is also a very powerful tool that complements the Azure Monitor. It allows you to do deep insights into your cloud environment. It's seen as the central hub for collecting, storing and analysing log data from virtually any source across your ecosystem, whether that be within Azure or on-premise, or even another cloud, as Craig mentioned previously, AWS or Google Cloud. So it uses what's called the Custom Query Language, or KQL, which allows you to interrogate your data to get the information that's important to you. So whether you're troubleshooting application issues or monitoring your system's health and performance, or even investigating security incidents, log analytics gives you the ability to analyze vast amounts of data quickly and efficiently. So it's also not just about reactive analysis to data. You can also set up alerts as well within log analytics using your custom queries that you've used created with KQL. And it enables kind of the proactive monitoring, allowing you to rapidly respond to emerging issues within your environment. So again, like Azure Monitor, Log Analytics integrates seamlessly with a vast array of other Azure services, which makes it, the cornerstone of your overall monitoring and management strategy. It also has kind of additional features like AI-powered log searching, the ability to visualize data and custom dashboards. Log analytics can transform your raw data into actionable insights and helps you optimize your performance and security across your environment. So to conclude this section, we'll have a look at the Azure Sentinel, which is Microsoft's cloud-native SIEM and source solution. So this collects data from across your entire environment. It integrates with log analytics for storing that data. You can capture data from devices to users, from applications to servers, on-premise, Azure cloud, another cloud like AWS. It covers the lot. Again, it uses advanced AI, which allows Sentinel to analyze millions of records in pretty much seconds to identify threats that probably most humans might miss. It also, again, goes beyond just detection. It provides kind of powerful investigation tools and the ability to respond to incidents rapidly and by using its built-in orchestration and automation tools. So what sets Sentinel apart from kind of other cloud-native SIEM and source solutions is its virtually unlimited scale and speed, and you also don't need to then maintain that infrastructure as well. So whether you're a small business or a large enterprise organization, you can use Sentinel and adapt it to your needs, so it can provide you with intelligent security analytics across your entire estate. Azure Sentinel integrates seamlessly with the Defender for Cloud that Craig's already touched on. It captures information from the Azure Sentinel, the Defender for Cloud into Azure Sentinel, and it kind of gives you a broader, more comprehensive view of your security landscape. It can take alerts and insights from Defender for Cloud and correlate them with, other sources of information to track, potential security threats across your environment. An example of this could be, that Sentinel takes a suspicious activity from Defender for Cloud and correlates that with kind of login attempts from your on-premise Active Directory environment to then allow you to uncover potentially a more complex attack scenario. It kind of gives you deeper insights to what's going on across your environment. And then the SOAR capabilities within Sentinel can then allow you to automate that response to the threat to quickly secure your environment. So now we're going to move on and talk about cost optimization strategies within Azure. So across these following slides, we'll explore the various tools and strategies that Azure and Microsoft provides to help you optimize your cloud spend. We'll cover some key concepts such as the Azure Advisor, the Azure Cost Management, as well as some best practices for resource allocation and utilization. So whether you're just starting out in your Azure cloud journey or you're looking to fine-tune your existing environment, hopefully these cost optimization techniques and tools will help you get the most out of your budget. So let's get started with kind of the Azure Advisor. So the Azure Advisor is like having your own kind of knowledgeable expert that's constantly evaluating your Azure environment, providing you with some tailored recommendations to help to optimize your cloud environment and resources. It uses the telemetry that's available to it, that appears in kind of things like Azure Monitor and things like that, and puts that against industry best practices to offer you actionable and personalized recommendations across the 5 pillars that you can see on the screen. So they are cost, security, reliability, operational excellence, and performance. So whether you're kind of just looking to reduce unnecessary spend, strengthen your security posture, or improve reliability of your applications, or even streamline your operational processes, Azure Advisor pretty much has you covered. Because it's continuously analysing your environment for improvement opportunities, it also is looking against the evolving industry best practices. So Microsoft are constantly keeping them up to date. And obviously it's constantly evaluating your environment as well as it develops and grows over time. It integrates with other Azure solutions, particularly the Azure Security Center, which kind of gives you more in-depth, actionable security recommendations to help improve your security posture. So some of the recommendations that your advisor might give you could include right sizing underutilized virtual machines, purchasing reserved instances for consistent workloads, applying disk encryption to keep your data secure, and potentially looking at things like geo-redundancy for storage accounts. As mentioned, the recommendations are continuous and they're dynamically generated, and that it's specific to your Azure environment, resources, and your usage. And the best part of the Azure Advisor is it's free, so it makes it an invaluable tool for all organizations of any size to really maximize your Azure investment. So here you can see it as a screenshot of the overview dashboard within the Azure Advisor. So it kind of gives you a comprehensive view of your Azure environment across the 5 pillars that I had mentioned in the previous slide. It gives you a secure score and a percentage, which then indicates how well your resources are optimized in that particular area. So you can also see from the screenshot as well that it shows you the number of recommendations that are available for each category. And they categorize it with impact level of high, medium, and low. So obviously targeting kind of your high impact recommendations will increase that score quicker compared to your lower level ones. The dashboard is fantastic for quickly identifying areas that need attention, and it can also help you prioritize your optimization efforts to help you maintain a secure and efficient environment. So next up is your cost management. So this is a powerful suite of tools that is built in Azure and is designed to give you full visibility and control over your Azure spending. It again gives you a comprehensive view of your resource usage, cost tracking in real time across all your subscriptions. It gives you a detailed breakdown of costs by resource, service type, or if you're using custom tags as well, you can view it by custom tags. Essentially, you can organize your data in a way that best works for you. It empowers you as the administrator and organization to monitor your spending patterns, detect anomalies, and also forecast for any future costs with accuracy. So it's not always just about the visibility of the numbers and the spend, it's also about taking action. So you can set budgets, create alerts as well, and you can generate detailed reports that can then be used to monitor your cloud spend over time. The Azure Cost Management also integrates with the Azure Advisor to help give you optimization recommendations. Again, as mentioned, things like virtual machine right sizing, utilizing things like hybrid benefit or reserved instances. So whether you're kind of just looking to identify cost-saving opportunities or allocate resource costs to different departments for cross-department charging, or even ensure that you're staying within the budgets that you have set, the Azure Cost Management tool should be the place to go for that, as it gives you the insights that you need. So again, here we've got a screenshot of an example of the cost analysis report within Azure Cost Management. So it kind of provides you with a detailed and visualized breakdown of your Azure spending. It displays your actual costs to date, as well as kind of forecast costs in this graph, as well as below there you've got pie charts that break down cost by service, location and subscription. But again, these can be tailored to display the breakdowns that are appropriate to you, if you're using tags or departments or even resource types. Don't know if you can see on the screenshot there, but there is an option to subscribe to these reports where you can then set who should be receiving these reports, the start and end dates of when the report should be generated, and how frequently they should be generated as well. This report's quite useful for identifying cost trends, understanding where your money has been spent, and it kind of allows you to make sort of that data-driven decisions when it comes to optimizing your Azure environment and making sure your spend is on track. So we'll now talk about some cost optimization strategies. So we've obviously spoke about the tools and resources available to understand your usage and optimization opportunities. Now we can talk about some of the ways that you can reduce the costs. We like to think of this as your toolkit for maximizing your cloud efficiency. So first of all, right sizing, we've mentioned this already, it's absolutely crucial. It's about ensuring that your resources match your actual needs and not over provision them just in case. That's potentially a mindset of a lot of people that are potentially used to working with on-premise environments. Next, you would consider things like reserved instances. They can save you up to 72% over 1 to 3 year periods if you're going to have a consistent workload and compared to using pay-as-you-go. We've got things like spot instances, therefore workloads that can be interrupted can save you up to 90%. And then again, a simple but very effective strategy is turning off resources when they're not being used, particularly things that don't need to be running 24/7. If you have dev environments that don't need to be running all the time, or you have workloads that run for particular periods of the week or the month, you can set these to automatically be running during those times instead of being running 24/7. And then another one is looking at licensing through a cloud solution provider like ourselves. It can offer you a lot more flexibility in your licensing and Azure spending, and kind of offers a lot of cost savings. As you can see, there's definitely a few more options there that can save you money, but I'm conscious of time. So one of the things that you should remember though is cost optimization isn't just a one-time activity, it's an ongoing process. You should be regularly reviewing and applying these strategies, and it could also lead to substantial savings over time. So I'm now going to pass you back to Craig, who's going to finish off our session with talking about reducing your carbon footprint.
Okay, thanks, Liam. So I'm going to quickly just touch on this. It's something that's came about after discussions with clients, etc. especially when they're moving on-premise infrastructure to Azure, and how that can impact their carbon footprint. So in this graph, you can see that 93% less energy is used compared to traditional on-premise solutions. So that means your IT operations require less power, reducing your carbon footprint and also impacting energy bills. Microsoft are committed to using renewable energy sources like solar and wind, and by next year, aim to shift the Azure environment to 100% renewable energy. And also, as Liam touched on before about the resource management, your cost optimization, another key feature of Azure is the flexibility, where resources can be scaled up or down depending on your needs, which limits need for extra hardware that might sit idle and consume energy on premises. You've also got within the Azure dashboard, it was kind of released this year, it's the Azure Carbon Optimisation. So basically that scans your Azure cloud environment, gives you the emission trends, the emission details, and emission reductions. The emission reduction is similar to what Liam touched on with Azure Advisor, where it actually provides recommendations how to reduce your carbon footprint within your cloud environment. So that was just kind of was a brief overview of carbon emissions. So if anyone is required in that, just put a message in the chat or reach out to Zopash. I think that's it. So as you saw, kind of done the whole journey from your cloud adoption using the Microsoft frameworks to have an Azure environment secure. And we've touched on the security tools can be used to further enhance the security within your Azure environment. We've touched on the cost optimization, which is a key one for customers, especially because a lot of customers move their environment from on-premises to Azure and just leave it without looking at reducing costs. And finally, I've touched on the carbon emissions. So as Zopa said, any questions, just drop them in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if there's anything coming in. I don't think there's any questions in the chat at the minute, but you know, it's always one of these things that you might think of something later on. So I think if that's everything, we might just wrap up there. I just wanted to say a big thank you to Liam and Craig for providing a really insightful session. And thank you so much for joining us today. We do hope you found the session useful. So just to reiterate before what I'd been saying, that we will be sending you a follow-up shortly, which will include the recording and the slides as well. In the meantime, if you do have any questions that you think of later on or anything that you want to follow up with us, please do get in touch. I'll add in all the details in the chat. And we also will have other events coming on later on in the year, so I'll add in our Eventbrite link there as well, so if you want to keep up to date with what's going on and other kind of sessions that we've got. But yeah, thank you so much again for joining us, and yeah, we hope to see you at a future webinar. Thanks again.